All right, peeps. Dani and I are back.
Hey.
And this week's episode that we've had to re-record.
Sorry.
Is about our pet peeves. So hang in there. Be there or be square. You know, all that jazz. And we'll be right back. All right, Dani.
Tell me.
It's been a while since I've gotten to sit with you and hash things out. So,
where have you been?
I've been all over.
Girl,
I went to several concerts, several sporting events. We've not been in the same area in a long time.
I know.
But all of that activity has gotten me to this topic this week. Mm-hmm. And it's about pet peeves.
I have a lot of those.
So, I mean, how long do you guys have?
Right. We could be here all day.
We could be here all day.
Literally.
We'll have to do several episodes. But
right.
We're gonna kind of try to narrow it down. So I'm gonna start off big, and I'm gonna say
men.
I'm gonna say sports fans.
I was told I wasn't allowed to say that, but honestly, they be getting on my nerves. But it's okay.
I'm gonna say sports fans.
Yeah.
It is the playoffs. I am a Knicks fan. I know.
Cue the boo track. I don't actually care about basketball, y'all. So
they should be doing better than they are. But anyway, we've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're down 3-1, but I don't know. There's something about, engaging, and even in the NHL, you and I are huge hockey fans. There's something
shout out
about
to the Pittsburgh Penguins, even though y'all are my pet peeve too.
The Rangers being both my love and my curse.
See what I said about men? See?
When you're a sports fan, you give your heart to men who don't care about you in return.
They don't care about my mental stabilities.
So,
okay.
My anxiety, and people are asking me, like, are you watching the games?
No.
I'm absolutely not. I can't take it.
Absolutely not.
Last year, the Rangers and the Knicks were both in the playoffs, and it was back-to-back games at MSG. I couldn't take it.
Couldn't be me. Could not be me.
And I'm looking at you like, how are you not anxiety ridden? And Danny's like, yeah, no, I don't watch the games during the playoffs.
I do not watch the playoffs. Okay. I will have my ESPN alerts on, but as far as like sitting down and watching that, y'all want to talk about stressed out? Put my hair out. It's not healthy.
It's not healthy for me.
It's not healthy.
I knew what my Apple Watch was like. Are you having a heart attack? Kind of. I'm watching the Rangers play, so okay. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no.
No, but as far as sports fans are concerned, usually, individually, they're pretty chill. But when you're talking to them online, things get very weird. Like last series, the Knicks were playing Boston. Jason Tatum got hurt, and there were people like, "Yeah, well,
broke his ankle, towards ACL, something." I seen it on. I think highlights.
It was a Achilles rupture.
Oh girl, no. My bad.
But my thought was immediately like, man, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, as one should be. Okay.
And people were like in the comments, like, oh, I hope this person gets hurt. I hope that person gets hurt. I hope this person blows their knee out. And I'm like,
you know what? I hope your mama trips over a rock. Okay, is what I hope for those people. I hope you stub your toe. I hope you step on Legos. Matter of fact, I hope when you're outside going to get your mail with no shoes on, you step in a puddle and your socks get wet. And then when you come back in the house, you step on a Lego. Okay, that's what I hope for you. Don't be wishing harm on other people.
It's so strange.
So rude.
It's strange. And it doesn't matter who your team is. It's always weird. So,
yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Jason Tatum. Hope he's on a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like that. Yeah, so when you're dealing with it's the same thing in the NHL, right? Yeah. So like they just say all.
But I also feel like, and that's a pet peeve of mine, is like internet warriors. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of y'all wouldn't say a bunch of the shit you say. I'm so sorry about the language.
Go ahead.
A lot of y'all wouldn't say the shit you say to people's faces, but you get real bold behind a keyboard. Okay? And that's how I feel like people don't get punched in the mouth enough.
There's a growing subsection of people who feel that way.
That's how I feel. Some of y'all need to get punched in the face. Okay.
Because even now, I saw a clip on Twitter where like, and these were other Knicks fans. So like, you could be in a fandom and don't like other people in your fandom.
Yeah.
So, which I'm finding out more and more.
Yeah.
But there was a guy that played for the Knicks, Obi Toppin, who got traded to the Pacers. So that's who we're playing in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And one of the guys was like, "Obi, you suck. Oh. We should have been kicked you off the team." You know, random things. Something about his mom. I don't know. I'm making up stuff.
But while he's playing for Indiana.
Right.
Mind you, Indiana's up in the series.
And so
I need you to sit down.
But this was like game one that they won.
Oh, okay. I was like, I need you to sit down.
This was like game one, and we were leading the game and dropped the ball. But either way, Obi Toppin turns around and he's like, "Hey, I'm staying at the Ritz. So anytime you want to come see me, you can." Period. Because again,
catch me outside. How about that?
A lot of y'all don't get punched in the face enough. So I'm really thinking that he did not show up to the Ritz to find out about Obi Toppin.
A lot of y'all have friends who just let you say anything, is what it is.
Do you have friends at all? Because that
part
that translates into our other pet peeve. We're
lonely
like
people.
We're like, you and I have been friends for. She said that, not me.
I'm sorry. Not lonely people.
No, but like you and I have been friends for about 20 years.
Why would you say that?
21 years.
Yeah, shut up.
So we get a lot of questions where people are like, "Would you go and pick up your friend from the airport?" Yes.
Yeah. What kind of friend are you? If you don't go pick your friend up from the airport. Let me tell you a story.
Are you guys shitty people? Just say that.
I made my friend come pick me up from the airport twice. Once because I got my flight date wrong. And she was like, "Are you outside?" And I was like, "Girl, no, I'm still across the country." And she was like, "You told me your flight was this day." And it was definitely the next day.
And I was thinking, did I get this wrong?
It was definitely me.
Because it could have been me.
And it was so sorry.
It could have been me. But anyway, the weirdness where people are like, "Are you going to help your friend move? Are you going to pick them up from the airport?"
Yeah.
Do you guys not have friends?
People are so like isolated these days.
And they think that that's a good thing.
Yeah, no.
And so I often wonder when people ask these questions, like, do you have friends? Do you want friends?
Do you want friends? Do you know how
sometimes
to treat
people don't.
Friends?
You know, and I think a lot of people have figured out, or have I don't know that they necessarily have figured it out, but they think that, you know, friendships is like going out to have dinner, but there's no sort of work for the friendship.
Yeah, no.
So, needless to say, a lot of my friendships got left behind when I moved here to be closer to you.
Yes.
Because I was doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
To all of her other friends out there, I am the most special. Okay? Okay.
Because I was doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
No. And so I was like, well, if it's not mutual, then this is not really a friendship then. This is an acquaintance. And that's fine. But, you know.
I saw something and it was like, bring these words back. Acquaintance. We cool with each other.
Right.
Because everybody's not your friend.
Everybody's not your friend. And that's okay. But a lot of y'all seem to think that, and this is another pet peeve of mine, that without having functioning friendships, you're somehow going to be in a fulfilling relationship. And you haven't figured out how to be.
You can't even be somebody's friend.
You can't even be somebody's friend.
Wife
I don't
or
understand.
Husband or partner or spouse or significant other. If you can't even be somebody's friend.
You're annoyed because somebody asked you, "Hey, can you pick me up from the airport?" You're going to be somebody's significant other? But all right. Listen, sure, why not?
I guess.
So,
wild out here.
Next thing is, I spent some time in Chicago. I had to go see Beyonce. I had to.
You didn't have to.
I did though.
But you didn't.
I did though.
You wanted to, and that's okay.
No, I had to.
Okay.
She's giving me eyes.
I am.
Trust me, I had to.
Because she's lying.
My sister came with me to see Justin Timberlake, and so
I was like,
when she came and asked me, like, "Do you want to come with me to Beyonce?" I had to. I had to support her.
Okay.
Because she supported me.
Okay.
Had to.
Okay.
No, but it was great. Great time. Spent some time in Chicago. I've never been to Chicago.
It's a lovely place.
It's a lovely,
it's
lovely
one of my
city.
favorite cities.
I took one of the river cruises. where they talked. I didn't have anything to do. My sister didn't come. I was in Chicago for like 5 or 6 hours before my sister showed up. So I was trying to figure out.
I would have just took a nap.
I mean, I did that. And then I like went outside to the pier.
Oh, but I would just stay in the hotel room, sleep, watching
like,
TV, room service.
Did the flyover I said Canada because we did that before. Yeah. But flyover Chicago. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And then they were like, hey, do you want to go on a river cruise? And I was like, I'm not doing nothing. So it showed me.
Some random person on the street asked me if I wanted to get on a boat. And I was like, yeah, sure.
It wasn't a random person on the street. We were on the Navy Pier. And they were like, this is a tour where everybody is like going on at these times.
A black person.
There were black people there.
If a random person's like, do you want to go on this boat?
Like, why is this like the third time?
Absolutely not.
This is like the third time I've told this story, and like everybody's response is the same thing. There were black people on the boat.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
But anyway, we were learning about the architecture of the city, which I don't think many of us cared about.
Chicago has gorgeous architecture, though. I cared about the Chicago architecture. It's beautiful.
They were talking about the history of some of the buildings. It was great. But when we were on the boat, the lady's trying to do her spiel. She's trying to do her job, telling you about the Great Chicago Fire and Mrs. O'Leary's cow.
Yeah.
And the Stooges kept talking while she was talking.
Did you say the Stooges?
This dude.
I heard
you could have called them the Stooges.
Where is it? A group of them?
Yeah, there was a group of them, and they were like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, we were on the boat and they were serving like drinks and things. So when you're dealing with drunk people, so another pet peeve of mine.
I was going to say that's going to be a tangent because one of my pet peeves is drunk people in general.
Yeah. So he kept like laughing and joking, and they're all uproarious while she's trying to do her spiel.
That's a T word.
So, she would be like mid sentence and be like, well, so-and-so or whatever. And then she would turn and say, hey, can you guys,
shut the hell up,
turn it down a bit. And she said it like 8 times. And I'm like, what part of this do you not get? Like, you're in a group of people who were here to do this thing. No.
What?
You're in a group of people here to do this thing. And you constantly have to be chastised like a 2-year-old. There were actually children there that weren't making this much noise. And again,
I want it to be known that I started this podcast off with my biggest pet peeve being men, and she keeps proving my point.
Well, when I get to people in the movie theater, it wasn't a man that was in my seat, so I'm going to tell you that. So there's that. So no, I disagree.
Okay.
But anyway.
I just want everybody to know I'm happily married. Okay,
I disagree.
I have a whole husband of 12 years. Okay.
He'll never be here longer than me.
You're right.
But anyway.
Listen, he knows this place.
Like they had to like finally like come up and ask the guy to like, there was like levels to the boat. Yeah. Like, can you go downstairs with us?
Because security.
There was security on the boat. I thought they were going to throw him overboard. Who knows? If they did, it probably would have been justified. But, why have we lost the plot on how to behave in public? I don't understand that.
Listen, I think people, again, with this like individualistic mindset, have just been like, I can do what I want, and if you disagree for some reason, it's ABC. Like, it's because you hate black people, or it's because you're homophobic, or it's because you're whatever. And it's just not that. It's just that y'all don't have no home training. Okay?
And a lot of y'all think it's children in public. Training. So there's that.
You know what it reminds me of? What is that? That one girl, she was on TikTok, and it was around the whole, I think it was about the adults wearing those like bubble skirts to Disney, or like really inappropriate clothing around places that are majority kids. And she was like, there are some places where you are expected to have a modicum of modesty. Like, you are just expected for that. Don't go to church in club gear. Okay? Don't go to a black tie wedding in shorts. Like, these are just basic.
If I told you the number of times
things
I have gone to interviews and they're like, well, we're going to give you the opportunity to change your clothes. And the person has like shorts on. And I'm like how have we forgotten what situation calls for what?
Gotten people's resumes and I've done interviews.
Oh, I forgot this. This is like completely over my head. I knew this, but still like
shown up in leggings and sneakers and bonnets. And I'm like, okay, your resume looks good, but you showed up to an interview like this?
And like, trust me, I get what it's like not to have money to buy certain things, right?
Absolutely. Make an effort though. Like you can make an effort with the things that you have and people can tell.
And so, but like the couple of people that I've seen, they were like, oh, I have this tie on. I'm going to put it on loosely with this t-shirt and these shorts and these sneakers.
No.
It's like, I would rather you... And like, you're really shocked that nobody wants to interview you. I would rather you
ditch the tie and just come in the t-shirt, the jeans, and the sneakers. Presentable. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Anyway. People don't have any home training is what it is. They have really lost like being considerate of other people.
And I find that a lot of people, there's a conversation around children in public, right? And I don't think that's ever bothered me.
Children in public?
I don't think it's ever bothered me.
And the nice thing about you is you've been around children all your life. As the oldest child, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time that you were like, we got to high school or whatever, I mean, it was your siblings were still like at an age that they were young enough where it was like, okay, like they're still childlike. Mm-hmm. And then in your grown up years, we had kids around, like in our house and in our friendships. It's like, but people who don't have children in their lives every day don't expect to deal with kids. But guess what, guys? What are you going to do when the world don't revolve around you? Okay? What are you going to do? Haley Williams asked it the best.
I was like Paramore in the house.
Paramore in the house.
No, but like, there's certain things that I expect of children, right? Like, and for me, like, I remember we were going to Vancouver. And like I had to fly to New York and then over to Vancouver, or like fly to Toronto and then like over to Vancouver.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were at the airport and like this kid is crashing out. He's been on the plane for like 15 hours and he still has like another 15 hours to go to wherever he's going. And he's like, no, thank you. Like laid down in the middle of the airport or whatever. Done. And he is over it. Okay. Over it. And listen, I felt that.
Yeah.
It wasn't socially acceptable for me to lay down in the airport, but I felt it.
You can't crash out the middle of the airport.
But I felt it, you know what I mean? But like, I understand that children don't have the ability to self-regulate just yet, right?
Sure.
But like, I don't understand having to like explain shit to grown people, especially people who are older than me.
Girl, preach. Okay? At my big age, this is the thing I didn't like about my previous job. I was probably one of the youngest managers there.
She worked at a hotel.
I did. And if I have to consistently be the bigger person in a room full of people that are older than me, it's a problem.
It's
a problem.
So,
okay.
So needless to say, like, you're especially at outdoor events, right? You're like, I went to the stadium series last year, and like you had to tell like grown people like, you have to get out of my seat.
You gotta move. Yeah. Yeah.
And like none of that nonsense were like, oh, you weren't here the first two. No, I was here. Get out of my seat.
Get out of my seat.
You know this is not your seat. I shouldn't have to tell you that. Right? And same thing for when I took my nephew to the movies last year for Christmas. Lady was in your seat. And the lady was in my seat. Yeah. And she knew for a fact like where she bought her seat and was still like, I'm going to sit here, and was annoyed that I was like, no, get the hell out of my seat. This is my seat. Get out the way. So, you know. And like shout out to her husband, because he was like, he like went to the bathroom and like came back and was like, why are you sitting here? What are you doing? And so
this is not where we bought our tickets.
This is not. He literally said, "This is not where we bought our tickets." Like, I specifically told you, like, our seats are up there. I'm going to the bathroom. How did you end up over here? And this is all before the movie started. Thank God.
Thank God.
And he was like, "You're moving," and she was basically like, "I'm not moving again." Now, mind you, she came with like,
she's talking about moving again, ma'am. No one told you to sit here.
And so she came. She had like a newborn baby. That baby was like 6 months and under at the. No,
I'm gonna let you finish your story. But we're gonna table this pet peeve because that's another pet peeve of mine. It's bringing your newborns out in public before they're ready. But carry on.
And the newborn was like, he was pretty chill. We watched the whole movie and didn't hear anything from him, so he was pretty chill. But like, he was like 6 months or less. Okay, because she had like the car seat and he was a little squishy. It was great, but it was also not great in that she was in our seats. So, her husband came back and he was like, "You are moving. What are you talking about?"
Ooh. Shout out
And
to that
he
man.
basically turned to me and was like, if you can you just give me just a second? We'll be out of your way. And he had all of them move. There was a lot of them.
Well,
there was a lot of them. But he was like, "What are y'all doing?" So he was perturbed. And we were able to get our seats. And so she was pretty annoyed. And I'm trying to figure out how you could be annoyed when you know you're not sitting in the right seat.
Right.
And she was like, "I didn't think it was a big deal." Of course you didn't. But you didn't think it was a big deal, but you didn't sit in any of the empty seats in the theater, did you? So there's that. And it's just a basic lack of respect or consideration for other people.
Right.
So, and me, who is normally I'm a reformed people pleaser.
Yeah.
But like, I had to say, like,
this is my seat.
This is my seat. Get out of the way.
Right.
I paid for this.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I'm getting better at it.
I'm really proud of you.
Okay, now do your thing.
Okay, we're moving along to babies. And not babies themselves. I love babies, okay? However, I have seen what y'all are having babies and they're like 1 and 2 weeks old. Why are y'all out the house in groups full of people?
What do black people say? Where that child at?
Where are the socks on this baby?
Where's the socks on this baby?
Why got no shoes on?
Why this baby don't have no shoes on?
But like, I'd be like, y'all are out here with your babies are still crinkled.
Oh,
okay?
they got that new car smell on them.
They got new car smell. They got new baby crinkles. Okay? Can't even fit the newborn onesies because they're still so small. Why is this baby out? Why is the baby out in public? Why are you letting everybody over here touch your baby? Stay in the house. Okay? Stay in the house.
And that brings up another pet peeve of mine.
And I get it, okay? As a mother, I understand, okay? I, too,
want to be after the house.
After a while of just being in the house with my kid, was like, I need to get out of the house. However, people are gross, okay?
As we've
seen.
They
don't wash their hands, and they cough without covering their mouths, and they sneeze everywhere, and they be breathing all over the place, and they want to be in your baby's face. That's how y'all babies are getting sick. Okay? That's how y'all babies are getting sick. Keep them in the house until their immune systems have developed. And then you won't be like, "Oh my God, my kid's so sick and this baby's a month old with RSV."
I knew she was going to say it.
Okay?
It floated through my mind like RSV.
Stay in the damn house. Stay in the house.
That brings me to another pet peeve. If somebody tells you no, the answer is no.
No is a complete sentence.
No is a complete sentence. I shouldn't have to explain myself. Can I touch your baby?
No.
No. That's not up for discussion. So you see a person with a baby out, that's not like license for you to touch, grab.
Right.
Don't touch the baby.
Don't touch the baby.
Because again, like she said, y'all are gross.
Look from afar. Okay?
It's like, "Oh, your baby is so cute." And, not to say that this is the same thing, but the same thing for people with pets. Like, I'm walking my dog. I don't necessarily want you constantly petting my dog. Like, I'm out and about doing stuff.
Yeah. So my husband loves dogs. This man will pet every dog in the world if he could. But he's polite, and he'll be like, and if there's like a person actively like walking, he's not going to stop them and be like, can I pet your dog? But if they're like sitting on a bench or something like that, he'll be like, hey, can I pet your dog?
Same thing.
And then the person says yes, he's like the happiest man alive. And if they say no, he keeps it moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had 2 boxers back in the day, and I would jog with them. And so you're jogging and trying to figure out why your dog is not keeping up with you. Random people would like just stop and be like, hey, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. I want to pet your dog. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of something.
Right.
Normally it's not a big deal, but like you see a person doing something and now you've stopped me from doing this thing because you're doing what you want to do.
Because you do what you want to do. Back to the no home training.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
Circle
babies,
back.
puppies, keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your hands to yourself. Please.
Keep your hands to yourself, period.
But
don't touch people's hair.
Don't touch people's hair without permission.
Like I shouldn't have to be like, why are you touching me?
Yeah.
And I nowadays I have to ask that a lot.
Yeah. Same.
Like back in the day, as a people pleaser, I used to be like, oh, this is very uncomfortable for me. I don't understand why this is happening. Now I just flat out ask, why are you touching me? And the look of panic on people's face. You should see the look of panic on people's face because there's never an answer to that question.
Right. Because they don't have one.
They don't have one.
There's not a good reason.
That's my purse.
There's not a good right.
Stop touching me.
I don't know you.
Yeah, but no, like I've had to be like, no, don't touch me though.
But like either like even if they're like if it's intentional touching or like unintentional because they're just standing too close, which is my next pet peeve. People standing too close to me anywhere. Okay, anywhere.
Mine used to be at the grocery store.
No, I don't care.
But anywhere.
Anywhere. Back up off me. You know what my least favorite thing is though? TSA. Why are you on top of me? Okay? We can only go as fast as security is letting us go.
Also,
and you being inside of my carry-on backpack is not going to make it go any faster.
No, okay? TSA. I just want y'all to know TSA is its own pet peeve for me.
I never have a problem with TSA.
Well, that's because you don't travel with anything. You end up in...
Listen, okay, first of all...
You end up in New York with no code. What are you talking about? And then you're like, why are you always stuck in TSA? I have no clue what beef TSA has with me.
You would think so much stuff, though.
You would think that I'm trying to like smuggle something in.
Listen, y'all.
I don't know.
I may forget a coat. Okay. But for every one thing I may forget, she has 12 extra things.
Okay, so that was probably the case a few years ago. Okay. But I've gotten better, especially now that I need to take my CPAP machine.
Yeah.
I travel with less stuff.
You have to. You have to.
But like a person do need a book. Why did that lady look at me crazy? Because she was like, I have to search your book. I'm like, calm down.
30
calm down.
Books. Y'all, I swear she had at least 5 books.
And like, for the people who hollowed out.
Books, and we were flying from where, Atlanta?
Yeah.
Atlanta to Pennsylvania.
It's not that deep.
The flight is like an hour and 20 minutes.
It's not that deep.
She was not going to read 5 books. And
it was manga, so it wasn't like words, okay?
It still wasn't going to take you through 5 books a trip.
That may have been true, but the way that they treated me,
like been true. It was true. Okay, it was true.
The way that they treated me, like I had like a gun in a hollowed out manga, was ridiculous. I'm like and then she was like, I have to look at all of these, and then like she was pulling out the books, and I'm thinking to myself like, you don't have to give me this judgmental eye. Yes, people read manga.
Meanwhile, I'm like halfway down the damn
she didn't even look back. There's a pet peeve of mine of yours. Why I keep being left behind. It hurts. And she didn't even look up. Okay?
Listen. I was like, I clearly got through here fast enough. She's going to be right behind me.
No.
The lies. The lies.
So I always check a bag, and then I have a bag where I put my electronics in, and maybe books. Goodness gracious. And now it's down to a book.
Good.
And a electronic.
Good.
And then my over-the-ear headphones.
Good.
So that's it.
Okay, good. Listen.
And then my CPAP machine. So then like this time I went to Chicago and they were like, hey, we need you to take out your medical devices. I'm not doing that at all.
That seems like an awful lot.
And so they were like, we need
to pre-check too?
Yes. What was that? It was awful.
It's like,
Also, I need you people to
pre-check.
I need you people to stop signing up for pre-check, okay? If all of us have pre-check, none of us have pre-check.
Is pre-check the one that's
I already
free?
got it. No.
Oh.
I had to pay $80 for it.
Now, what's the other one? Global Entry?
It's also not free.
One? Well, I know Global Entry is not free. Pre-check used to be free.
Until all these people showed up. So, we full.
I just go through regular security like a noob.
Because you don't have anything.
It's because I only ever have like one backpack.
Yeah, so. Yeah. And then she's one of those people that can fit everything into a small carry-on.
I went to a work event.
No, I'm not doing it.
I was at a work thing. It was over
I need all
the
of my clothes.
course of 3 days, and all I packed was a backpack.
I need all of my clothes in the closet, ever.
Yeah, no.
In life.
No, you don't. I promise you don't.
And so anytime we go somewhere, she's like, how many bags are you taking?
Yeah.
I think this is some sort of profiling that I don't enjoy. Don't ask me these questions. Just know when I show up
that you're going to be able to like get through what you need to get through quickly.
And then remember I bought my camera and that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't do that as often anymore because they were like, we need to look at your lenses. And I'm like, what would somebody put in lenses? But also I'm not a criminal, so I don't know.
Right.
So, but what
criminals, have you? Let us know.
So anyway, he like pulled but like everything out on the counter, and then like I'm trying to like get to Concourse A, which is not anywhere close.
Is 5 miles long. Charlotte Douglas, what are you doing? Yeah. Why is Delta at the end of the earth?
Oh my goodness. So it's just enough to make me not want to fly Delta again.
A train and or a shuttle.
Something.
Because y'all be having
these moving sidewalks are not enough.
Delta flyers. I know it's because we don't fly American and we fly in Delta that this is punishment. Right. But please don't be making us walk 10 miles to get to gate A37.
I hate it.
At the end of the damn earth.
I don't like it. Thank you. But yeah, and so I had to like shove everything back in the bag.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, that's not fun. Not doing that again.
Yes.
And then they were like, the other thing that I don't like about TSA specifically is why the rules are always different.
At every airport you go to.
At every airport you go to. So I'm coming back from Chicago, and they're like, we need you to take off your Apple Watch. I was like, okay. I've never had to do that before.
Yeah.
But like, okay. And then they were like, well, yeah, we need you to take all of the components of your CPAP machine out. I'm absolutely not doing that. So
y'all can do that when
I've gotten here early enough, so if you want to pat me down, that's great.
Right.
But like it took me forever to wrestle this thing into this little bag that they've given me. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
It's not a very big bag.
No. And then you got to take everything out, and then you got to put the tubing in, and then your mask. It's ridiculous.
No.
So no, I'm not doing that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That, and then you get on the airplane and they everybody's got carry-on bags, and then you look up there, somebody's got their purse sitting in the overhead bin.
Oh no.
Why is your purse in the overhead bin? Why is your backpack here? These things go under your seat. Again,
the size of the backpack.
No, it goes under your seat.
No, I have a travel size, like a travel backpack, and so it doesn't fit under the seat. And so like I get that, but like if it's just like a little like a JanSport. Put your JanSport under the seat.
Put it under the seat.
Put your JanSport under the seat. Okay.
And then y'all are like, and then the other thing with the airports is that you've gotten everybody with these carry-on bags, and now you don't have enough overhead space.
Listen,
now we have to wait another 15 minutes so you can talk these people who weren't interested in checking in their bag to check in this bag.
I'm going to always gate check a bag, though. I'm going to always gate check a bag. If I get the option to gate check a bag... Like, if I have more, like, if my backpack is just, like, a little bit too on the heavy side, and I don't want to lug it off the plane, I'm going to check that bag.
Listen.
I'm checking it, okay?
My first stop at the airport is checking that luggage, because I'm not doing it.
100%.
So, there's that.
But I normally have a big bag, a big suitcase. Like, when I went to Washington, like, Vancouver, Washington, I checked a big suitcase.
Yeah.
And then I just had my, like, purse.
I didn't know you knew how to do that.
Oh, my God. I actually had to pack a jacket. Can you believe?
And so she was laughing at me because she was like, why do you have this large stuff? Well, I'm going to New York in February. So my winter clothes are bigger than my summer clothes. Anyway, I got into a bunch of trouble anyway because I got back from Chicago, and then some old man stole my luggage. And my sister was yelling at me like, you need like
different luggage
that doesn't look like an old man's. And to that old man's credit, our luggage did look alike, but he had like a carnival tag on it. Like he had gone on a cruise. He went on a real vacation. Okay.
I don't know what that means. What's a real vacation?
Where like he was gone for like several days.
And you like relax?
Yeah.
You don't have to like do stuff?
I don't
know what that means.
I was in crunch mode trying to do as many things I could do in Chicago as possible. So no, I need like 2 weeks off for a vacation so I can do all the things. But I'm looking and my sister's like, wow, you're waiting at the baggage claim. Where are you? I'm waiting for my bag to come down. It's nowhere near here.
Right.
So of course, shout out to AirTags.
I was like, because you have AirTags in your bag.
Yeah. So I saw it going down 485.
Just going away from you.
I was like, what is happening? So I had to go in there and speak to the lady, and she was like, do you have the other piece of your baggage ticket? Of course I don't. Are you kidding?
Would I? Who keeps those things?
So, and to her point, you should keep those things. So rule number 1, keep those things.
But I will say though, like on the Delta app, if you fly Delta and you check a bag, they give you the information on the app.
Yeah,
like
they do tell you. I was like, but she looked me up by my name and all of that, and she was like, which one of these bags look like yours? And
the only one that's probably still rolling around the damn carousel.
I was like, this one kind of looks like mine. But of course, y'all send everything down the carousel face down. So how am I supposed to know what the back of my luggage looks like?
I wrote my name on my suitcase on the back and front.
Okay, so that's what I need to do. I need to get more distinct luggage. So we're going shopping at some point when I get paid on Friday. No.
Okay, my sister will be here this weekend.
She'll love to go shopping too.
Well, yeah. No.
I've loaned him a long time. Anyway, so she called the man and was like, whose bag do you have? It's not yours. Bring it back.
Ma'am.
I was like, geez.
Whose bag do you have?
How long is it going to take you to get back here? It took him 20 minutes. So he bought back my bag and...
should have bought you some damn coffee too.
And so she was like, here's your bag. And then I said, well, it looks kind of alike. She was like, kind of, but
not really.
This is a different shade of blue. And he's got all these extra tags on it because...
See, that's what I said.
Because he went to the cruise and they put extra tags on the bag.
So when she told me the story and she was like, he has this is the third. And I was like,
yeah.
Sir, you don't know what tags you have on your bag?
Yeah, I mean,
you didn't pick up your bag and go, oh, this doesn't have what I need on it? Hello.
So, a little situational way. But again, he was an older man. So,
my next pet peeve, people who have no situational awareness, okay? That kind of goes in line with the people being in your space all the time. Talking about you people in Vancouver, Canada. Because why were y'all so close to me all the time on the sidewalk? Get away from me.
Speaking of sidewalks.
You and your group don't need to take up the whole sidewalk.
If you got 15 people in your group, you do not need to walk side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Do not walk
side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Okay?
It's not happening. And it doesn't matter because I've had it happen with several groups, with several trips that I've been on. And like, no matter what it is, group of girls, group of guys, it doesn't matter. They're all like just in the way on the sidewalk.
Here's my thing to that. I'm by myself. So if I'm already walking off to the side and not down the middle, if I'm off to the side and you and your group do not decide to split or scoot, someone's getting knocked the hell down. And it's not going to be me. Okay?
And for the people that think looking down at your phone means I don't know that you see me, I'm still going to walk into you.
I'm still walking into you, okay? Because you should be paying attention.
So,
okay?
If you come around the turn and I'm already on this sidewalk, and you come around the turn in the path of me and then think that looking down at your phone means I'm going to get out of your way, you're sadly mistaken.
You're going to be on the floor with your phone. Okay?
Not happening.
Play with your mama, not me.
So my sister and I were in Chicago.
Yes.
To see Bay.
Yes.
And like those people were really like, we were kind of like,
at the concert venue.
No, I mean, just like in the city.
Okay.
She left her cowboy hat at home, so we had to get a new cowboy hat for her outfit.
As one does.
And we were on the sidewalk in the city. And
the sidewalks in Chicago,
they're quite wide.
They're quite wide.
I don't understand why we can't. And like we kept kind of like, we're walking shoulder to shoulder, but other people were walking shoulder to shoulder. And like we would get like groups of people were like, oh, everybody's moving to the side.
Everybody's single filing. It works. We're merging properly. Thank you.
But there was a group of girls that were like 5 aside. And they were like, yeah, we're just going to keep walking. And I just walked right through them. And they were like, oh, excuse me. What do you mean, oh? Did you think I was going to get out of the way?
Right. The shock and awe. Oh, excuse me. You're excused. Okay? You're excused.
This is not your sidewalk.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
One of my coworkers used to get so pissed off at me because I am very much I'm not moving out of the way for you. Okay. For anybody that lives in Charlotte and works in Uptown, y'all know it's pretty financial. And so, like, the makeup of people in Uptown on a Tuesday afternoon at lunchtime is what you would expect. It's a bunch of finance bros going to lunch, walking around like they own the place. And we would be walking to lunch and they would be 3, 4, 5 across the sidewalk. I'm not getting out the way. You move. Okay? I'm not moving. You move. He would hate that so much. He'd be like, he would be like, you are trying to get me to fight people on the street.
Why? Why are we in a fight?
I'm not trying to get you to fight people on the street, but they need to move.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So I am just like over it. I'm like, I'm not doing it. The other thing is, please stop asking Black people in stores that they don't work in to help you.
I'm not.
Everywhere I go, it's like, oh my God, can you help me find a stapler? I do not work here.
Do I look like I work at a Target wearing this bright ass yellow shirt?
And so, like, I'm wearing, like, today, I have on the New York Liberty
Shut up.
Shirt here. And, like, I would go into a store and people would be like, do you, like, I went into Staples or was it, Office Max. The people there wear bright red shirts that say Office Max on it. Personnel.
Right.
Whatever it says on the back.
It's got the whole logo on it. Okay.
And so, trust me, in the 10 minutes that I'm there to get new envelopes or whatever, there's a person who's like, can you help me find a stapler?
No, I cannot.
And I'm like, looking around. Me?
But also, they have the aisle markers. Like, it tells you on the outside of the aisle what's down that aisle. It says.
And, like, even when I came back from Chicago, I'm standing at the baggage claim, waiting for my bag that was stolen. Because that's important. It doesn't matter that it was returned. It was stolen.
It was stolen. It was originally stolen.
I'm standing at the baggage claim, and this old lady comes up, and she's like, well, what flight is this baggage claim for? And I had to remove my headphones because I thought she was saying something serious.
And it's not like, because you have over-the-ear headphones, too. So it's not like they're AirPods and they're conspicuous and people can't tell.
They're AirPod Maxes. Thank you.
I got
I turned to her.
Big-ass things over my ears. What the hell makes you think I'm listening to you?
So I turn to her and I say, the flights are on the screen. You know, like they always are in every airport. And I think the baggage claim, the reason that I was standing at the baggage claim so long is because it had like 8 flights on it.
God, I hate that.
And so I was thinking, like, at some point my bag is going to come down this thing, and then it never did. Well, it already had, so you know.
Another small pet peeve: if airports don't start running all the carousels again, because why do I have 8 flights coming down one damn carousel and 5 of these motherfuckers?
Well, you know, Charlotte is constantly doing renovations.
I mean, and that's fine. But if I go to Hartsfield Jackson, and all of these carousels ain't running, and I got 5 flights of bags I got to look through, fix it.
You want to talk about an airport? I hate Hartsfield Jackson.
No! You know what? That's one of my other pet peeves. People who hate Hartsfield, why?
It's so large.
It's literally the best airport in the world.
Oh, I hate it.
It is easy. It's a straight line.
And it's
I'm sorry,
not,
it's a T. It's a T. T-shape. And it's a straight line. And there's a train.
It's not normally the airport itself. It's the fact that people get on the train, stand by the doors, and they're like, oh, you want me to get out of the bay? Yes!
Okay, so it's not the people. Because it's not the airport, it's the people. Because the airport itself, wonderful. Love it.
Yeah. And so there's that Detroit airport. Sucks.
No, Detroit, you are the worst. I hate Detroit. Oh my God, my layover for my next flight flies through Detroit, and I'm pissed.
I'm like, what is this? And is this the only way you can get people to come to Detroit?
Oh my God.
Forcing them there on the layover?
I hate it.
No. But like, I'm walking through like A concourse trying to figure out how to get to B, and like, you think that B is somehow off A1, but it's not. It's randomly off some A28 or some random number. Oh my God, I hate it.
So annoying. Detroit, please fix it. Please.
But, you know, I think that's all for today. Are we done? Do you have another pet peeve?
I have a lot.
Oh, okay.
So go. I think we should just cut it. I think we should cut it here, and then we can come back for part 2.
I was gonna say we have like 3.5 minutes.
No, we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time.
I'm like, don't eat other people's food in the refrigerator.
We'll be here for the 3.5 hours.
Right.
Okay.
I remember I used to work at a place where I put food in the refrigerator. And somebody ate my food.
That is why I got a mini fridge in my office. Don't touch my shit.
And that almost made me crash out. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
So
that's valid. I would crash out as well. Because who the fuck touched my tuna sandwich?
I had cheeseburger macaroni.
Of course you did.
But yeah. So
anyway,
that's all for today.
Pet peeves part 2 coming up.
Bye all.
Bye.